Episode Tech and Dev Plan Review Process, Part 2. Conducting Deep Dive Technical and Development Plan Reviews. Game team leads and project managers prepare and document mandatory technical and design briefs to satisfy the product's design, creative, technical designs prior to the formal Technical Design Review, TDR, or Development Plan Review, DPR, project or milestone review meetings. That was a mouthful. Let's talk about what technical and development plan reviews should include. They should include at least technology briefs and development briefs. Briefs should be defined and include at least the following. They should be at least a half page to maybe 3 pages in length on average. They should never be more than 5 pages. They should literally be as short and as brief, the name, as possible to communicate the plan or the idea. The goal is to communicate the vision, not spend excessive time in documentation versus just doing real productive work on the project. Briefs may require lists, tables, diagrams, or charts. Briefs may identify summaries for types, quantities, and formats for different assets. The bottom line, whether it is a technical or development plan brief, they should be short, succinct, and avoid wasting time in documentation. They should provide enough information to get everyone on the same page. No more. That's it. The fewest people required should attend formal technical and development plan reviews, TDRs and DPRs. Attendees usually may include project manager, most of, but not necessarily all, of the leads and directors, and the executive producer. That would be the lead engineer, lead artist, lead producer, overseeing discipline and domain directors, finance partners, quality assurance, QA, localization or internationalization, outsourcing lead. You might include marketing and PR depending on what the product and the review is about at the time for that milestone. The key is that it is imperative that the leads and the responsible parties, however, are present regardless of what the intent is, because they should know the true plans and details, unlike directors that may or may not have the deep insight. They may not even have the architectural knowledge that the hands-on staff do know. If possible, identifying directors or the subordinate leads that can be represented by others is preferable for large teams. Reduce your review attendance to the absolute fewest people possible, but not while compromising their holistic understanding or the team's comprehension of what's going on. Attending major reviews should be there for people that need to know. They can share what happened to everyone they work with. And of course, the studio director should be present. What is the role of the reviewer? Well, often it is the technical director or the chief technology officer or a chief operating officer that will run the project or milestone reviews. Regardless of who the reviewer is, the reviewer has a few responsibilities. They guide and support preparation. They will run the meetings. They will manage expectations, and they will declare the pass or fail for the reviews, for tech or development. They will summarize action plans, major risks and concerns before the end of the meeting, while everyone is present. They may request additional auditors to assist in the TDR or DPR reviews, including reviewing technical and development plan briefs and attending the TDR and DPR with the reviewer. The key here is leverage your experts. The team can decide whether a particular brief requires input from a lead engineer, artist, or anybody else. Different people know intimately their workflows and duties, so tap on them for insight. You can even bring them in for a portion of the meeting and set them free. Specific briefs can be created by any combination of people, but they will be reviewed in the meeting by all parties. So what are the results from a technical or development plan review? I've said earlier, it's a pass or a fail. A pass requires a formal reviewer approval for the total implementation plan, including the technical design review documentation, all of its technology briefs, the development plan, and all of its development plan briefs and schedules and related documents. All tech and development briefs require the technical director and executive producer and all related directors' approvals. A fail will occur if either the technical or development plan fails to achieve a pass. A failed TDR/DPR may require follow-ups and corrections. It may require clarifications, additional briefs. It may require actions that may take days, even a week. Do not waste time and do not lose things while they're fresh and urgent in people's minds. Make it a priority to get the stuff done. Ideally, like I say, in no more than a week. So what are the results? A project should not proceed to production until it passes a full technical and development plan review. Documentation must be made for the outcome of every review so that everyone may follow it. Upon TDR and DPR approval, a list of executive summary points, including top and major risks, concerns, must be generated. The executive summary, as earlier reported, should be top and major risks, and concerns. Following the review, I recommend the following order of events to follow up on any actions or takeaways from the review. The reviewer will author and update ongoing risks. They will document and indicate risks and concerns in order of priority. Upon completion, the reviewer will provide the assessment to all TDR and DPR participants, and it should be shared out to the entire team, but only once all of the review attending stakeholders have signed off. We'll talk more about the sign-off here. The project manager will work with the directors and leads to provide mitigation and contingency plans in writing in the review report document, which covers top, major, and standard risks and concerns and their mitigations. The directors and leads will review the risks document with the game team's mitigation plans and either accept or reject the mitigation plans and solutions. All mitigation plans and solutions must be accepted by all parties prior to a formal technical or development plan review approval. The Chief Technology Officer or Chief Operating Officer must approve the TDR and Tech Alpha requirements prior to leaving pre-production and entering production. What is a Tech Alpha? We'll talk about that in detail. But for now, let me just say Tech Alpha is simply an unpolished but wholly functional application. It is the ultimate proof of concept, an experiential, immersive experience. Tech Alpha should be scheduled with the CTO, COO, Tech Director, and appropriate parties 1 week prior to committing to Tech Alpha development. Again, the CTO or COO must approve the TDR and DPR prior to leaving pre-production. Every subsequent milestone should be reviewed with the same TDR and DPR checklist, mostly tracking top and major risks, but again also covering general risks and concerns. And everyone always has owners, action items, and dates. I discussed RACI, RACI, as a model to track and assign people to work together. I'm not going to repeat that here, so I say again, use some sort of method to formalize how people work and interact together as an ownership and delegation model. Well, we have still to get into the deep weeds for the tech that I keep talking about. I hope that all this tech design and development plan review process is landing constructively in some way beneficial for you. So next up is the real deal. We're going to get deeper and deeper into the tech.